Uh-oh.
LBJ is greater than everyone.
Yes. Why is he so right? Why is that? Why is he so right, man?
He's not. How are you going to tell me that the man who bailed him out in the finals is coming out saying, "Nah, he ain't the greatest"?
Dude,
Stop
what are you talking about? You always say that. Why does everyone always go to that? That's not the thing. The man was already averaging like 30 plus points that entire time.
The man who saved him came out and said, "Nah, he ain't the greatest of all time." They were teammates, bro. They won championships together.
That's crazy that you pretend he didn't do anything during that whole time.
Stop. The greatest does not quit in the middle of a playoff series against Boston in 08. Or 10, sorry.
Now we're jumping around. If you're doing so much and your team is straight trash, what are you supposed to? You know what I mean? Like, just
don't quit. No, you don't quit. I don't want to hear. Jordan never quit when he was getting his ass kicked. Never.
LeBron's quitting. Your definition of quitting is still top tier, elite athlete in the world. Right?
He's absolutely fucking amazing. He is one of the best of all time. He is not the greatest of all time.
Can we put MJ and LeBron in different categories, please? Is that okay?
LeBron is more Magic Johnson than he is Michael Jordan.
So who's compared to Michael Jordan?
Kobe. Kobe and MJ are one in there with the scoring, I'm going to kill you type of aspect. And then you have LeBron and Magic, who are more of the I'm going to make the right play, but I'm not that dog. I'm not the one who's going to come in and kill you. I'm going to be the one who tries to make the right play and get my teammates in the right place. And then you have the true greatest of all time, is Steph Curry, who has just completely changed the game and is the only man who's ever been able to end the game in 2 minutes in the third quarter. Nobody else has been able to do that. Don't want to hear it. That's it. Done.
He didn't need KD?
No, the only reason that the Cavs came back is because the Warriors lost their 3 centers in the finals the year before. That's why they went up 3-1. And then as their centers kept getting hurt and the biggest player on the floor was LeBron, there's nothing you can do. That man just put his head down and ran all over everybody. That's why the Warriors since then are carrying like 7 centers on their fucking roster for just in case that happens again. But
if you're gonna give them that excuse, go ahead and give LeBron the same excuse, because he didn't have a Kevin Love or Kyrie the year before, right? And then everyone's like, "Oh yeah." No, dude, he didn't have his team with him. Come on now, we're gonna use the same excuse.
Okay, but either way, I still think that goes 3-1. Literally, NBA.com has LeBron ranked number 1. No shit, because that's gonna get them ratings. That's why they have it ranked there. It's money. They're gonna get the fucking people who hate LeBron to click on it. And they're gonna get the people who love LeBron to click on it. It's everybody's going to be jerking off either LeBron or MJ clicking on that link. That's all that's going to happen there. That's what
there's this guy on TikTok. He usually goes back in time. Like he pretends he's back in time or whatever. And then he's got this funny skit where he's like, let me put 100 bands on LeBron James. And the guy's like, you might as well give that to charity. They're down 3-1. He's like, no, give me LeBron. How much am I going to win? He's like, $1 million. He's like, yes, give it to me.
I mean, that would be pretty dope.
But let's not forget that MJ went into the league 1984, right? And didn't get to the playoffs till a long ass time later. LeBron got there so much sooner. Come on, baby.
Okay, but to be fair, so if we're gonna go with that route right there, LeBron came in a very, very weak conference.
Oh shit.
The East has been weak forever. The East has been absolutely weak basically after Jordan decimated it. The East has been weak. So, I mean, there's a reason why the Heat were there. With Dwayne Wade, that Chris Bosh led them there. And Chris Bosh ain't all that either. He's so overhyped. There's a reason LeBron has decimated the number 1 seed every year when it was the Raptors or the Hawks and everybody else, because they're just weak teams. The East is all about, the East is like the Phoenix Suns. They play really hard in the regular season, but when push comes to shove, they fall apart. Basically, the same way the Suns are about to eat shit unless they use this Ayton thing to get KD. Because re-signing Ayton, they should just let him go. But,
Now you're just trying to be hurtful right now for some reason. I don't know why you're like that.
Tell me why you don't have a picture of LeBron behind you.
Because, man, I respect the GOAT. I gotta get the picture. And we're in inflation right now. We're living paycheck to paycheck. I can't afford that right now.
You got Muhammad and you got Jordan. There ain't no LeBron in that right there.
Oh,
there ain't no LeBron there.
You see Michael Phelps back there too?
Yeah, but he's also, there's nobody who's gonna touch him except for that the female swimmer from Princeton. But, there.
Hey, so I got I got a conversation in the group about the WNBA, and I can go ahead and put something out there. I think
Go ahead.
equality is due here soon. Like that first transgender athlete that plays in WNBA is going to bring a lot of butts in the seats, a lot more money.
No,
So we'll
no,
see. Give it some
no, no,
time.
no. Brittany Griner already plays.
Oh, just because she has a deep voice, unbelievable.
And looks like Chambers, but whatever.
Hey,
And West
Game's the
Khalifa.
mechanic. You can say whatever you want, man. There's no, I mean, we're probably both wrong. So there's no
Ronnie,
judging here, brother.
Ronnie, yes. Even in the league like the NBA needs the revenue. That's what they need. They need people to keep clicking, to keep the interest going, and all of that. That's how the ad dollars stay when you're in the off season.
And if
Because
you're
the
a betting
NBA doesn't
man,
have the draw, but the NBA doesn't have the draw of the NFL, where like the entire offseason of the NFL, everybody's talking about, Zach Wilson fucking a mother. Like that's what you're talking about right now. Nobody
Right.
gives a shit that Delonte West was fucking LeBron's mom. That wasn't talked about.
more money though.
Talk
I
about
think
like a week.
since it's international, but I mean, NFL's getting to the international stage here soon. They
The
keep having those London
WNBA.
games and those Mexico games. So
The WNBA needs to lower the rim. I ain't trying to watch missed layups all game.
it's rough to watch, man. I mean, it's still good. It's still basketball. I enjoy any sport being played, whether what level it is, but still, it's a little rough. It's a little rough. Hey, let's jump into it. I don't know how we got into the LeBron thing. We should do that every time.
That was because Ronnie decided to pop in. But yeah, no, I'll always have that discussion, man. I love that discussion. It's fun.
I think we have a few more we got to get off our chest, but there's time. It's only episode 2.
Yeah, we're good. We got nothing but time with this. No.
Is Chet worth the hype? Strigler,
No,
go ahead and jump off, man.
No, I'm so tired of hearing about this man. He's a 7 foot, like 100-pound dude.
195.
Yeah, okay. He's still 7 foot. I'm 6'4", 240. I mean, I got 55 pounds on this man.
Imagine if you were 7 foot.
If I was 7 foot, I would be fucking fat as shit. I would look like Tractor Trailer. Oh,
The White Shack.
Yeah, the White Shack. I mean, I'm more going Tractor Trailer back on the Cavs. That big man who just ran down and everything. But no, I mean, he's a good player, but he's a guard. But he doesn't have the athleticism of KD. He's 7 foot, and they almost always break down. I mean, you go back, Greg, and all the 7-footers who really come into the league break down. Kevin Durant's like the anomaly that didn't break down, but now his Achilles is gone and shit like that. So, but no, I don't think Chet's worth the hype. I think that Chet is going to miss more games than Zion.
For anyone wondering who we're talking about, Chet Holmgren, he played for Gonzaga last year. He was nasty in high school. Obviously, you're 7 foot in high school. You can do whatever you want. He was the second overall pick in the NBA draft. Debut, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks. Summer League, I get it. 4 from 6 from the field. Summer League record for blocks. I think he's going to be he's going to be
5. Stop making it like a record. He had 5.
Hey, ESPN says 6, so I'm going off of that. It has nothing to do with FFGN, but if he stays healthy, honestly, he should be fine. He was a dog in high school. He was a dog in he was decent in college, and you know how it is in college. Those systems are they're literally running the systems that we used to run. JJ Redick said it the best. So like they're still running the flex and shit like that. So obviously, his offensive game is going to be suppressed. I think he's going to be able to do a lot of damage for the team that he's on, but like you said, he's got to stay healthy. He's slim. He needs to hit that weight room. When he runs into those a Giannis or a Cat or an Embiid, they're just going to do what they want with him. He's got a strap. It's a little slow release. Not like KD. He's not as athletic as KD, but he's still going to be a force to be reckoned with, man, in my opinion. I think he's worth the hype.
I see where you're coming from, where he's a big guy, he's offensively talented, and he's great with help defense, but he doesn't have the durability for it. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, Giannis going against him, Cat going against him, AD going against him, Embiid going against him, Bam Adebayo going against him. Like all of these teams who are relevant have really good, strong, athletic big men. Chet's not strong. There's a reason why he was the second best player on his team at Gonzaga, and he had Drew. That's the only thing I remember him is Drew. That man was disgusting, but he would body everybody around. It wasn't Chet in there bodying everybody around. Chet got bodied. He keeps getting bodied. Every time he goes against somebody who plays with force, he backs up. So he's just going to become like a Steph Curry type where he just wants to shoot the three. Because if he drives in, he's going to get hammered. And his little ass frame, there's only so many times you can get hammered before you stop.
He fits the new big man like built right now, though. I can see him if he could become a Dirk dude. I think he could. If he worked at it. He was.
Dirk was a tank. Like
when he first came in.
Well, he was still bigger. I mean, he's like Dwight Howard. Even when he first came in, he was scrawny as shit. Dwight Howard was still bigger than him. And that's what I mean. Is like when you're in the NBA, like how much of him is he going to lose by bulking up? Because I mean, one, it's going to slow you down. You don't get faster when you get bigger, unless you're like actually training for that. But it also is going to mess with your shot. And he's been shooting the same shit. So if he gets stronger and bigger, it's going to change his shooting form.
And he's going to have to change it too.
And he also, when he dribbles high as shit. So it's just all of these things where I don't see him being this next great thing. Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. He looks like the guy who took the powers in Space Jam. The original Space Jam. He looks stupid, like Sean Bradley's powers. He looks like that guy who took Sean Bradley's powers. That's what he looks like. Right?
He's an alien. All right. So what's your way too early NBA rookie of the year? Are you putting Chet in there? We got Jalen Ivey with Detroit, and we got Jabari Smith with the Rockets. Who are top three?
This one I don't know. I know it's not going to be Chet. I don't see Chet making a pass game like 40 of this season without being out on injury. I don't know. I'm probably going to go with the guy at the Pistons because they're going to be dirty this year.
I think so too. He's going to have a lot of opportunities. Young team. So I have him and then Chet. Him and Chet are going to go, but I don't think Chet. What's that? 81 games, dude.
Yeah, he's not making 40. Philly, he's not, bro. You're smarter than that. You've played with me. You know he's not the player for the modern NBA. He's not. He's gonna get hit too many times. He's also too big. He's gawky as shit. It's just not. He can shoot and he can kind of dribble, but he's not that.
See the other rookie just body him, Kenny Lofton. Mm-hmm. Just bodying him easily too.
And somebody wants to bring up the second round pick who lasted 3 years in the league. I guess he played for 5, but he averaged like 3 points a game in 7 minutes. Nope, not doing that one. But somebody brought him up and then
someone put in the chat. Put in the chat. What the hell is he talking about?
And Ronnie, the NBA is nowhere near the second most popular sport in the world. It would be soccer. The NFL is really only popular in America. But then you have like FIBA and you have all the other weird sports that are like more popular than that.
Cricket isn't cricket up there or something like that?
And obviously huge too. Yeah. Everything outside of the United States is massive. Like cricket's huge. I mean, you got horse racing that's huge. You got golf that's massive. Yeah, all those things are.
All right, let's jump next. Hey, Lamar Jackson's contract. What do you feel about it? What's going on? Do you agree with the Ravens kind of fucking sliding their feet and taking their time with this after so many other quarterbacks in the last few years have gotten an extension? What's taking so long with Lamar?
I mean, how much does Lamar want a year?
I can tell you what he deserves.
What does he deserve a year?
So if Mahomes is out there getting 45, Josh Allen is getting 43, Dak got the bag for 40, Watson has 39, Derek Carr is getting 40 million a year. He deserves 41 to 42 million a year.
Why?
41 to 42 because he's better than Dak, because it's a solid quarterback. He is the franchise quarterback for this team, man, and he's taking them farther than they have since the Ray Lewis days, right?
I mean, who is that quarterback that they paid massively because he deserved it, because he had a great postseason run, because he won the Super Bowl? Which one was that one? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna leave it to you, sir.
So the Ravens already have a quarterback that they've paid because he had great success, and then he falls apart. I like Lamar. Lamar's a Miami boy, even though he spurned Miami. Went to Louisville. I don't think. Well, also the people you listed, I think they're way fucking overpaid too. But Lamar lost Hollywood Brown because he wasn't getting the ball. He has who to throw to? Andrews, right? He's the only one left, I think.
He doesn't need to throw. He doesn't need to throw.
You're right.
I mean, but he does too, and he puts that shit on a line. He still makes it work, man.
This man had like
2019 MVP, bro. You don't just sit there and just shrug MVP off. What else are you gonna do? Who else? Are you gonna go play the draft?
Did he deserve the MVP though? Because there's people who had better stats than him in that year. I don't remember offhand, but there was people who had better stats than him that year. But the thing is he's electrifying, so he gets like that extra level of consideration. And I mean, I think that Lamar should probably be sitting right around 25 to 30 a year. That I feel is pretty accurate for him. He's going to get hurt. He's going to continue to miss things. He's getting older. He's already missed last year with the ACL, right? That's where he went.
Yeah,
it was ACL.
I believe so.
So a leg injury. I'll just go with that. So he had a leg injury that kept him out. He now has no weapons to throw to. Not that that's his fault, but he's going to get hurt again most likely. It's what happens with mobile quarterbacks and running backs. They're good for about 3 to 6 years, and then they fall apart. And then they live on the what was thing, like a Le'Veon Bell. Or
you're going to live off of that kind of insurance. You're going to lose a franchise quarterback, right? So, and then the year he got the MVP, he had the league high 36 passing touchdowns, right? So, I mean,
I would trade him.
Trade him. Wow. For who? You just said yourself, you have no weapons on the outside. That's your best option.
I would tank like a motherfucker because this draft class coming up is loaded with quarterbacks.
It is. I
would get rid of Lamar, take a king's ransom of draft picks and shit like that, and move on. Let somebody else pay him. Let somebody else have that issue because Lamar is going to get hurt again this year.
Dude, I'm not drafting. I'm saying the crazy. Yeah,
he's gonna be like Deshaun Watson after Deshaun got hurt. I had one beer. I ain't even anywhere near drunk.
You saw if he's not better, he's close to Michael Vick, right? And you saw how much Michael Vick was an impact, right?
But Michael Vick and Lamar are the same issue. Once you get into the playoffs, you're not winning. They're regular season players. That's all that they are. They're not going to do damage. He had six drops out of how many games?
Butterfingers.
6 drops out of how many games? Lamar is just he's going to get paid. I don't think he should get where he's at, but I also think Dak should be a $20 million a year quarterback. But again, I'm going to catch hate on that one because Dak's all of his yards come in garbage time anyway. But
that's not how this NFL business works. If someone gets paid,
no, you're asking. I'm
so fit him where he's supposed to be. So you agree with me? You fit him where he's supposed to be. 42 million a year, right underneath Mahomes. Now Mahomes is going to be his daddy for the rest of his career. We all get that, right? Yeah, but still. The guy's getting you to the playoffs. Go ahead, do your coaching job, build a team around him, and get him right. Top 5 wide receivers. Fantasy wise.
Let's hear yours real quick.
All right, I'm just gonna go through mine and just run through them, man. I'll start 5. You know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go number 1 first, and then just keep it that way. Fantasy wise, it's a no-brainer for this year. I got to go with Cooper Kupp, man. Got to go with Cooper Kupp. I know me and you, we've had our conversations. I know. Let's keep it going. We've had our conversations, but if you'd be dumb to not pick him up in fantasy, especially with OBJ. You seen the news on OBJ? He might be going to either the Packers or
you mean the sports troll that's been taking over and said that he signed with the Packers and everybody's running with it.
God's gift. He is God's gift. He's very talented. He's very explosive. I just don't think he does it consistently enough. And Aaron Rodgers, obviously, he doesn't have DA anymore. Takes the game serious. So I hope that if they do connect together, that they can make it work. But I just don't see it working. Should have never left the Giants in the first place. But I mean, it is what it is. My number 2 is CeeDee Lamb. Even though he has a hamstring kind of lingering injury, anyone that's been an athlete knows that if you mess up your quad or your hamstring, it's going to linger. No Amari Cooper. They got Michael Gallup. So he's just going to be obviously receiver 1. And he had a decent sophomore year last year. And I think that's just going to keep going on. That first year, I think he was hurt a bunch. So it was hit or miss, but he's coming out looking solid. Number 3, Mr. Gritty himself, Justin Jefferson, is just a beast. He's especially with him getting as many targets as he does. He's got a nose for the end zone. Number 4, so I said nose for the end zone. Devontae Adams and Derek Carr matching up.
You think
That's
so?
going to
You
be,
think so in Oakland? You
man,
think he's
that's
going
going
to
to
get enough?
be,
You think
that's
he's
going to
going
be,
to get enough?
I think he is such a student of the game, and so is Derek. Derek Carr he's a
Vastly
perfectionist.
underrated.
I agree with you. And then obviously that offense has absolutely everything. So the run game, O line, Darren Waller. It's just all aspects of that offense is going to look good, and obviously Devontae Adams wants to get in the end zone,
Mm-hmm.
so scoring power, and then last but not least, Jamar Chase. Don't know too much of him, but I had him last year. I'm going to keep him this year, actually. Spoiler alert. So he's
I
just
gotta
going
look at my keepers too.
to he's going to keep it up. Notice I didn't add DeAndre Hopkins or Debo. DeAndre
Well,
Hopkins is I'm tired of picking up players who aren't starting week one. I forgot what happened last year. I had Saquon and CMC last year, and I was always waiting for these fuckers to get back on the field. And then they would get back on the field and then
and
be
then
out
they
for the
jump
next
to the game.
right. So left them off my list, but yeah, that's my top five, man. What about you?
Right on. Let me just Ronnie, you're right. The Raiders offense is going to be disgusting this year. It's going to be absolutely disgusting. I mean, they do have everything: Carr, Adams, Renfro, Waller, Jacobs, and their defense is there too. I mean, Ronnie did make a good point. He said that Deshaun Watson is going to average 25 touchdowns and 4 sexual assault allegations next year. So there's that one right there for you. That.
Fucking Ronnie.
I mean, for me, number one is far and away Cup. I mean, I've been on Cup's nuts for what, 3 or 4 years now. He's been putting up about the same averages if you break it down, like per catch and stuff like that. Even when he had the nobody in Jared Goff, all that did was grow when he had a quarterback who could actually throw him the ball.
Are we talking fantasy or just football? Because
I'm talking fantasy right now. No. I'm talking because Cup has been very consistent his entire thing. Now he has a quarterback who can actually throw him the ball and let him do things.
63 of his snaps and routes are against outside linebackers. But that's a different argument, right? We could do that later.
Yeah, I know you and your bullshit. My number 2 would be Chase. I think he's absolutely just gross, and I really like the connection that he has with Burrow. I'm always a big fan. Raiders will blow up per usual. Drew, you're right. I mean, you're a Raiders fan. I understand that pain.
I don't think they sneak into the playoffs, Drew. I do. I think they get in there comfortably. AFC West easily the hardest division in football right now.
Not even close. It's too good and too shit, but we'll get there later. So I have Cup, I have Chase, and then Adams would be my third that I would go after. Adams should be higher, but there's so many places for that ball to go. It's just hard for me to stay just on him. I think he's going to be like a yo-yo, where some games have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Other games will have 60 yards and a touchdown maybe. And then I think that Keenan Allen is going to be huge. But I've also been really big out there with the Chargers. I've liked him for a while. Are
you one of the rare few that give Justin Herbert his credit? He's a dog.
I think he is one of the probably top 6 quarterbacks in the league right now.
Amen. I'm with you.
And then
that's gonna piss a lot of people off.
That's okay. And then my last one, I mean, it's got to be Diggs. It's got to be Diggs. They don't really. I mean, Diggs changed that offense for him.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is going to struggle a little bit, but I think he's still going to win games. He's a winner.
Well, the Broncos are going to be fighting to get to 500 because after about week 6, Russell Wilson just turns into dog shit. He looks like he's Kirk Cousins back there on a bad day, Sam Bradford type. And then I think that the Chiefs don't have enough weapons to play like they want to. Mahomes is going to be stressed out because he did lose his favorite target. I think that Tua trying to throw the deep ball to Cheetah is going to be fucking hilarious this year because he throws like he's throwing a balloon animal.
I hope he proves you all wrong, man. I hope so.
His greatest throw was a 40-yard bomb from a touchdown pass in I think it was a college football championship.
I knew you were going to say
that was his greatest fucking throw so far. Yeah, that was his peak. And then he went out and fucking Bo Jacksoned himself, and he's just barely coming back from that.
I got a game for you if you're ready to game. I know you're a gamer and stuff, so it's putting you on the spot. This game is called Does He Have a Ring? I'm literally just going to go through some players. I'll put their picture up, explain a little bit, and then you tell me if he has a Super Bowl or not.
You're gonna give me like a fucking 17th string player.
No, I'm not going to do you dirty like that. You'll know who it is. I'm not going to do like the third string guard or something like that.
Yeah, right. From the practice squad.
Right. First up, Spencer Ware. Does he have a ring?
I don't think so, unless he got one recently with the. I don't believe he has a ring though.
He's got 2 rings.
He's got 2. Okay.
He's got one with Seattle and then one with the Chiefs.
I heard. Okay. I couldn't remember if he was on the Chiefs winning team or not, but I forgot about him on Seattle.
T.O.
No, but he had one of the greatest postseason performances I've ever seen in that Super Bowl.
Torn ACL? Achilles?
Something. It
Something
was
like
like
that.
torn something with the like 18 catches or whatever the fuck he had. It was insane. Did everything he could to keep the team there.
He does not have a ring. Right. Yeah. Rod Woodson, 1993 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 11-time All-Pro, appeared in 3 Super Bowls, if you want a hint.
I mean, I feel like he has one, but I feel like for some reason, I want to say no, but I'm just going to say yes, even though I feel like it's no. But
he's got one with the 2000 Ravens. He was like 3rd string. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because him playing for real, he didn't have one, but he could have picked one up later on.
Last one.
Could have gone that Gary Payton.
Frank Gore played for 6 teams.
Why are you doing this?
Five-time Pro Bowler.
Why are you doing this to me?
BCS national champion. NFL Raider played most played games by a running back, 241 games. Does he have a ring?
No.
He does not have a ring. He was on the 2012 roster with San Fran when the lights went out with Kaepernick. Almost won a ring, but didn't win a ring.
That's one of the top 5 greatest running backs of all time. Yeah. It doesn't hurt that he came from Miami, but that's definitely one of the top 5 greatest running backs.
Real quick chat, is Frank Gore the top 5 running backs of all time? I'm gonna let chat do that to you.
If Tua gets MVP, I'm getting little puppy a puppy Tua jersey. You could do that. She would hate you because she doesn't wear clothes, but you could definitely do that.
Your dog doesn't have a scarf?
Fuck no. I try and put clothes on my dog and she like tries to rip my face off. No, fuck that. I'm not drunk. Why? How am I drunk?
It's drunk. See, top 5. You said the Frank Gore thing.
Frank Gore's top 5 of all time. How are you gonna say no? He's not.
I'm not doing that.
I just want to like some reasoning as to how he's not. Like that's crazy to me that you wouldn't put him there. How am I?
I'm letting.
Wow. Okay, no shot. So the man is 4th all time in rushing yards.
Played the most games.
Most games. Like, I mean, how are we gonna do that? Like the man's like the epitome of what you want as a running back. He's gonna get you about 4.5, 5 yards a carry.
Can I give you some names?
Forever. Go ahead.
I'm gonna stay out of this. I'm gonna just throw some names out there: Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, Eric Dickerson, Walter Payton. I don't want to do old dudes. Let's do some.
So out of that list,
right there,
I will give you Walter Payton. I'll give you Barry Sanders. I'll give you Emmitt Smith.
Adrian Peterson,
no.
LaDainian Thompson.
I would put him ahead of LT, behind AP.
Because of the numbers and the longevity, I see it. I see what you're doing.
So LT had a great 2 or 3 year run. That was it. He didn't stretch it out. And LT was cool, but how are you going to have the number 1 offense and number 1 defense in the league and still get beat?
Right. Those are some nasty runs by both of them, though. Golly.
They're absolutely disgusting. And I mean, and people are going to bring up the fucking Jim Browns. They're going to bring up all of these fucking old heads. They're not that good. I mean,
I wasn't there for that.
Well, but even then, but they're also like hyperinflated.
Except for Barry, there's some color photos.
Barry is something different though. I've watched Barry. Jim Brown was the guy who ran like AP, where he just ran over people, but that's okay. He was also running against people who, like JJ Redick said, he was going against plumbers and firemen and all sorts of shit of people who didn't take the game seriously. Like Jim Brown took the game seriously. The guys who he went against didn't.
been living under a rock, you haven't heard about this. But if you haven't, you probably did. DeAndre Ayton max offer. The DeAndre Ayton agrees to a 4-year, $133 million max offer sheet. The Suns have 48 hours to match.
They did.
They did.
Mm-hmm. They did.
What are you like hanging out with Woj on a day-to-day basis or what? How do you know?
I mean, the front page of ESPN.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, thank God, because you matched?
I want to keep him and then keep him as far as ammunition to possibly make a trade. So
for that aspect, I completely understand and respect the decision to keep him. To keep him as a good player, nah, he's not anybody who's going to lead you to the promised land.
Booker signed a max. CP3 has a hefty deal as well.
God,
if they go and get KD, they're going to have to give up the entire core. Say KD gets hurt, hopefully not. But I mean, after the Suns win 2 or 3 championships, that franchise is going to be in the dump.
So let me ask you this: do you think that Booker and KD are enough to win a championship?
With CP3,
you're not going to have Chris Paul. But you'll have him. He will. Just
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think so. I think so. It's KD though. It's come on. It's arguably the top scorer ever. Top scorer in the world right now. Like that's KD.
So how much better is Booker than Kyrie?
It's about the mentality though. So when you go to team up with unselfish players, i.e. with Curry and the Warriors, it's going to work. And the Suns play a different type of game. They played through Chris Paul and Ayton and Booker, and everyone shared the ball. It's not like these one-on-one teams that just kind of
still put up his 25, 26 shots, and he shot like somewhat efficient. I mean, he wasn't great efficient, but he was Kobe efficient.
He doesn't have to though. He doesn't have to, and they can still win. There's so many other weapons on that team, that core, everyone they drafted. Jay Crowder shows up every once in a while, right? So
Jay Crowder has one game where he hits 3 threes, so that's it. Yeah.
I just hope this multiple team trade goes through. So where the Lakers get Kyrie, the Heat, I heard, is going after Donovan Mitchell, and the Suns get KD. If that goes through,
that was going to bring it up. Thanks, Mike. The Suns can't trade Ayton until the 15th of January.
Wow.
So that makes things a little bit more interesting. But what can happen is they can kind of test the waters and see what's going on there. Hopefully they're smart and they do what Utah did and just drop off Ayton for a fuck ton of draft picks going forward.
We're tired of drafting. They've been building up. There's no reason you bring CP and not try to go for a championship.
The Warriors drafted. But I also, there's so much talk right now about how Pat Riley is working to get KD to the Heat. There's so much talk right now, and they're talking that it's going to be a team of Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Bam, and KD is going to be 4 of their starting 5.
They got the bread for it. They can do it. So it's just something you don't want to see. That's easily the team that's coming out of the East. Boston lost their chance. That was it. That was their chance to do it, man. I don't think they go back.
I think they have one more year, and Tatum has to figure out if he's going to find that fucking Kobe gene or if he's just going to keep talking about fucking wanting to be like Kobe. But then again, he's young too. He's also 26, 27. I think they're like 27, 25, something like that, him and Brown. But I think that those two could either be a very dynamic duo that's remembered like Jordan and Pippen, or they can be forgotten about like Lillard and McCollum.
Yeah. Just got to have that dog in you, especially in the playoffs and in the finals. You just got to suck that shit up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2 is in the books. Gonna see you back this weekend.
Yeah, we'll be doing this Sunday, and we'll go over tight ends.
Tight end. Oh, what are you still on the Zach Wilson topic right now? What are you talking about? What's going on here?
You know, I mean, you know, there is a place. I mean, I know you like to receive balls. But there's also people who block and then catch too. They don't just run outside. I mean, granted, you're the greatest. You're the greatest Arizona AFL football player
Don't ever say that again.
What is that? You're the best. Aren't you a former Arizona Rattlers receiver as well?
Listen, you are one of the best rec center three stretch four players I've ever seen in my life. Oh, the shirt, the guy. Oh yeah, I'm not trying to rep that though. We got to get our own merch, man. Merch on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Two
get this
guys, one
going.
mic, right?
Two guys, one mic. We can do that. We still have a name for this thing. Jesus. All right, Shrek. Let's get out of here, man.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll see you Sunday.
Sounds good.